Good morning, Faye.
Good morning, Jean.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Everybody, I am talking to one of our calendar girls, fierce and fabulous. And there she is. That's our little Faye on the cover. She's our cover girl, Faye. All right, so we want to talk about this. And why, I know the answer to this, I think, but why did you do this? What what was the moving what was the and
I
you know
found out, excuse me, I found out I didn't have any choice.
and explain that, my dear friend.
Yeah, at first I just kept saying, no, no, I can't do that, no. And then Jean just kept talking about it. And then I finally thought, well, why not? I mean, it'll be fun. So I
Well,
said
I
yes.
think the words were, Faye, you have to do this. I think those were the words.
I think
You
that's the
have to
words,
do
yes.
this, Faye. It's a great legacy for your granddaughters. This woman
Right.
has, okay, you have a daughter, you have two granddaughters, and don't you have,
I have two granddaughters.
and then you have great granddaughters,
I have 5 great granddaughters.
five great grand. Okay, look at that. Look at all those beautiful women in your life, those young
I
women
know.
that
Yeah.
you're going to leave this legacy to. And of course, I feel the same way about being in it. I mean, my little two teenage granddaughters are just having a ball with it. They're telling all their friends, and it's really fun. But yes, I was so happy that you were in it. And can we talk a little bit about your cancer? You have stage 4 colon cancer, but you are really doing well. And talk a little bit about that, how that has affected your life, and how you keep going with that hanging over your head.
It was 2.5 years ago that I was diagnosed, which they first thought that it was something with my ovaries and they were going to go in and take it off. And then when they got in there, they realized that it was not my ovaries, it was colon cancer. And when the doctor told us, I just thought, okay, I can get rid of this.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
going
like
to
I
deal
am.
with it. It's going to be
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can make this go away.
Yeah, right. I mean, it just, well, 1 year and then 2 years. And I realized that it's not going to go away. I'm just going to have to keep it from spreading. They did remove the cancer, but I have some lymph nodes that they cannot get to remove that are cancerous. So we're working to keep those so they don't keep spreading. And so far it's working. My oncologist gave me 3 months off because my last scan was so good. And so that's been wonderful. I'm beginning to feel normal. I've had my teeth cleaned. I've had a pedicure. I've had a manicure. All these things I haven't been able to do because side effects of chemo are amazing how it affects your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just hanging in here.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah. And I know when I had cancer, which was like 20 years ago, but they said, don't wear the nail polish, there were so many things they said don't do. And of course, I just kept doing it. But it's, you have done so well. And I've known you, I mean, we've known each other now for how many years? You've been, one of the original, joiners of Aging but Dangerous, so and most of these people in this calendar are Aging but Dangerous women. The calendar, as you know, was just really, really important to me. It was so important to show that so you're 81.
82.
You're 82 now. Oh, we did the calendar. You're 81. I missed your birthday. Okay. Well, all right, so you're 82, and I, of course, in 2 months will be 84. But you have always been very feisty the whole time I've known you, and it was just so much fun. I knew you when you were single, before you got married again, and you were so much fun then. And you were one of the women that anybody that remembers the Dove girls when they were,
Oh,
when Dove ran that ad for women to pose. Faye, you didn't make it, but you entered your name on it, right?
I did. So then I found a photographer and her husband who would do Dove pictures of me, and I cannot find them. And
Oh,
I can't not believe I was so brave, but I wanted to do it. And no, and I called the photographer and he says he can't find them.
well,
So
okay, but back then, how many years ago was that? The Dove ad.
15,
Okay, I thought it was longer. I thought it was about
well,
20.
maybe it is,
But
you
weren't they
know,
weren't they on a big billboard, and then didn't they show everything except they had their legs crossed? Didn't they show the boobs and everything? I thought they
I
did.
can't remember. I just know that I was in New York with my granddaughters
Yeah.
and there was a big, yeah, and I stopped and I said to one of them, that's what I'm going to do. And they go, Grandma. And I said, no, that's what I'm going to do.
Oh my gosh. That's just our granddaughter, my granddaughter's always saying, I'm sure yours do too. Grandma, all of our friends want to have a grandma like you. It's like we're so much fun, Faye.
That's
Well,
right.
as you know, the whole reason that this was important to me was to show women that it's just not about the body, it's about the attitude and getting out there and doing things that, without thinking about, the way you look or the way what's going on. It's like there's so much more to it than that. And I think you're going to help so many people, because there are people out there, Faye, maybe I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that know somebody or that had stage 4 colon cancer, and they controlled it. And still, years, they're still living. So I think there's a lot to be optimistic about. But I think there's so many people out there, that women that will say, well, hey, if she can get out there and do something like this, then I can get up off my couch and go out there and do something. I've told you over and over, I think you're going to help so many women. So,
Well, I hope so.
yeah, do you think that's true? I mean,
Like I say, I hope so. Haven't heard anything yet, as far as that goes, but I do know that most of the people that I know think that this calendar is fabulous. And
yeah.
my oncologist, my dermatologist, they all have bought one. My oncologist wanted to know if it was okay if he hung it up. Was it okay if he told the nurses? I said, yes, we want to sell it.
Well, and Faye, can you imagine? I mean, how great that is for his business. I mean, look, I've treated this woman. She's in this calendar. Look how good she looks, and I'm her doctor. I mean,
Right.
that just make him feel so good. Oh yeah, I forgot that story. That's just such a great story.
Yeah,
Well,
and he was just like a little kid. Can I
yeah,
tell?
it's like everyone, I talked to Shelley. Shelley's one of the other Shelley's our token 50-year-old on the calendar. And she said that she sent a calendar to her mother over in Hibbing, Minnesota, and she showed it to her church group. And her church group went crazy over it. They were like, all these women loved it. So, it's just because everybody knows the reason we did it. Everybody knows that it's for a good, we're giving some proceeds of each calendar to the Cancer Society, and of course in your honor. So that's why we're doing it. But everybody knows that there's a reason behind this. And I think even the men that are buying it, they understand what it's all about. Well, I have to show my favorite picture.
Oh, yeah.
There she is. That's Faye. And that was like, what, 2 months ago? Three? How long have we done that?
I
When
think it's been about 4.
is it? Okay.
I
Well,
think so.
anyway, so I show this picture to Faye. She said, I have, okay, so first of all, the calendar was done by a good friend of mine, Annie Marie Photography here in Minneapolis. And she is an internationally award-winning photographer. And we are so lucky that we have her here. And we're so lucky she did this calendar because, and she did it pro bono. I mean, it was like, and it's just it's a piece of art. It's really a piece of art. But anyway, so I showed this to Faye, and Faye said, I've never ever had good legs. And they said, well, sweetheart, those are your legs. And she says, well, Annie must have done something. And I said, Annie didn't do anything, because the thing I'm very proud of is that there's no photoshopping going on. Now, Annie puts a very sheer mist over our skin that makes us look smoother, but nothing heavy, nothing, she didn't get rid of wrinkles, nothing. But Faye, the reason this looks, I mean, you do look good. I mean, you're like a movie star, 81, you guys. And in this picture, but anyway, she knows how to get the lighting. She knows how to put us in positions where the lighting is right, because she's been taking pictures of me now for about 4 years. And every time she does, I'm like, Annie, that looks too good. My wrinkles aren't showing, or my, whatever. She said, I haven't done anything to that picture. So she knows so much about lighting that she can just, because, if we're in a certain light, sometimes you can see wrinkles and sometimes you can't, if the light depends on how the lighting is. So she really knows how to operate that. So my favorite story, what I said to you, and you may not remember, you said, I wonder what my 50-year-old son's going to think about that. And I said, well, he's probably going to look at that picture and say, boy, I wish I could meet a 30-year-old that looked as good as my mom. What did he say about this picture?
He thought it was great. I mean,
Oh,
he's
good.
waiting for me to send him a calendar.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
good.
he was very positive about it.
Oh,
So, because I didn't know.
yeah, of course. And
Yeah,
he could be so embarrassed, he could
I
be
know.
so upset, and oh my gosh, see, you raised those kids right. Your family is so great. Well, anyway, I love this picture, and I do talk about you a lot because you are our cover girl, and fierce and fabulous. That's what we are. And I just am so proud of this, Faye. And I think you're proud of what you did, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I have had so much fun with this. And yeah, no, I'm really, really glad you made me do it.
Good, I know. I'm glad you said that, because that's what you said to me before. I'm really glad you talked me into it, or that you made
No,
me do it. I
yeah,
think
it's been fun.
good. I think there's several of them in here that have said to me, well, Shelley, my hairdresser, she said, I did it just for you, Jean. I would not have done it for anyone else. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad. But you're the one that you really were hesitant, and I can understand why, because you don't think you were feeling all that great too. And then I really pushed you, I think. And I remember calling, Pat one day. Pat's our CEO of Aging But Dangerous. And I called her and I said, do you think I'm pressing too hard on Faye? Because I don't want to, and she said, no, I don't think you are. So I kept pressing and you did it. So I was like, really, I think I got a little carried away sometimes. Here's the back of the calendar, which you can see,
Mhm.
it's so great. Well, it was a fun time. It was, we did it in this house over in St. Paul, the Zebra House. And so the pictures are all just, very different, very, I mean, look at this, Faye. What was this? Was that just a big pillow, that fluffy thing?
Mhm.
It was just
And
a,
that's on the pink lounger or whatever it is.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Wonder where she gets all that stuff.
I know. I just can't imagine.
I can't either, but it's very tastefully. And then, of course, one of my friends said, She says, I have one word for that calendar. And I said, what? And she said, exquisite. So that's the word I'm using now. That is an exquisite calendar.
Wonderful.
I know it. I love it. But I am so glad you're in it, and I'm so glad that you feel good about it. And I just think we're all having fun with it. And that's the point. And then to get the
If
word out, women over 50 changing the stereotypes of aging. None of you are, I mean, honestly, Faye, none of us were self-conscious, were we?
no, it was
I'm
done so professionally that, yeah, I wasn't self-conscious at all. It was like, well, here I am, and
Yeah,
and if that calendar had come out and I wasn't in it, I would be so upset
I
with
know.
myself.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. And it's just, what's really interesting, and all of you, were so good about it, is that I said nobody can see their picture until the calendar comes out. And I'm like, that was pretty tough. I showed yours to you first,
Yes, you did.
but
Yeah,
in case anything happened to you, I wanted you to see it. But I didn't think anything was going to happen to you, but I wanted to cover my base. But anyway, they were very good about that. And I think was only one person really that didn't
right.
like hers,
Yeah.
and we all loved it. So yeah, I think Annie, oh my gosh, she just was so good with this whole photography thing. So I think that's what made so much of it. So
And to put up with all of us.
yeah, put up with this. I mean, it was so much, it was so much fun. And she really worked hard. She didn't get in on the fun. Well, she said it was so much fun because she has fun, doing all that photography. But she missed out on a lot because she was so busy taking pictures and everything. So anyway, well, my darling friend, I love you, and thank you for doing this Zoom call. And thank you for being in the calendar, and thank you for letting us put your picture on the front page in the middle. I mean,
No, I have to thank you for getting me involved and doing this, because I really wanted to be involved, but I didn't know what I could do, and for being my friend. Yeah,
well, thank you. Thank you. I think we do. We treasure our friendship, don't we?
we
And,
do.
and I wanted to tell everybody that, can I read what you wrote? Um, everybody, everybody has writes a blurb underneath their picture on aging, and this, excuse me, I'm having trouble. This is what Faye wrote. She says, I never really dreaded aging, as I knew I was going to continue with my good health and line dance to the end. Then 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I knew I would fight and beat it. Well, I'm still fighting it. Not as easy as I thought it would be, but I'm not giving up. Cancer has helped me appreciate all of the life experiences I have had, even though some were quite crazy. I'll vouch for that. I do have a few more on my bucket list. Let's hope I'm able to accomplish them. Yes, I am thrilled that I have reached my 80s. I love that.
Good, thank you.
This is what I try to tell people all the time. 80s are not all that bad. I mean, if you're healthy, well, of course you're not healthy, but you're controlling it, and you're starting to feel good, and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
back, with it, and you enjoy it. I mean, neither you or I complain about being in our 80s, because it's like we're having fun with it, so that's an important message. All right, my darling, kisses,
Okay,
and thank you for doing this, and thank you for
you're
helping
welcome.
spread the word, and let's hope we get to New York City.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
favorite city.
I know. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay.